A body buried, a death certificate issued. Only problem, that person was not dead. She was alive and well. So the question is, who did they bury?
For the past 6 months, the local 4 defenders have been exposing mistakes at the Wayne County Morgue in hopes of bringing change, holding people accountable, as well as getting answers for families.
It has been a long road. Tonight, a mistake unlike any other we have reported. A body was buried, identified as a woman, but was really a man. Come to find out, it's another morgue mistake.
Something happened at Knollwood Memorial Park in Canton back in 2013. No one really wants to talk about the digging up of a body. Case 11-851. So why did authorities feel an exhumation was needed? Well, I need to take you back to 2 years earlier to 2011 to the 16,000 block of Hazleton Street in Detroit on the city's west side. A tip to Crime Stoppers led police to this lot. There was a house here before. Inside that home was a decomposing body. Documents obtained by the local 4 defenders show originally the Wayne County Medical Examiner's Office thought the body was that of a female, but stated identification was very difficult. We would later uncover the ME's office did not do the proper testing of the remains. The defenders also learned that body was then buried at Knollwood Memorial Park as unclaimed under the name of Karen Bennett. We discovered a woman named Karen Bennett lived at the house on Hazleton.
So here's a twist in the case. A few years later, a family was looking for their missing brother. They came here to the Hazleton neighborhood looking for him. Neighbors said, yeah, we remember Stephen Wetter. He used to live right over there in that lot where our house once stood. Then they told the family they hadn't seen Stephen in years. And then they remembered there was a body that was pulled out of that house.
Michigan State Police Detective Sergeant Sarah Krebs started investigating. First, she found Karen Bennett. According to her notes, she's apparently alive and well, living in Florida. So if Karen Bennett is alive, who is in that grave? The county was forced to exhume the body at taxpayers' expense, but officials kept that mistake quiet. I got the tip and worked for months obtaining and going through records, like this 2013 email from the morgue chief investigator, Albert Samuels. He wrote, "This is bad news. This body has been buried, and as a woman." We found a flurry of emails that went back and forth. Detective Sergeant Krebs wrote, "It is not intended to media release, as some of the details can and will be damaging to the Wayne County Morgue." In another email, Krebs stated, "We were both shaking our heads. They are going to have to exhume him." October of 2013, the body is exhumed. After the Wayne County Medical Examiner does the proper testing, documents show the body they buried, case 11-851, was a man, not a woman. And with further testing, they found it was Stephen Wetter, a man who had been missing for years. The medical examiner, Dr. Carl Schmidt, is keeping hush-hush on the case. He won't talk to us.
I've got to ask you, how do you feel that Dr. Carl Schmidt is leading this morgue?
Well, I would say that you're right, that the buck stops at the top, and with there that he is running that, he's very well respected. I do think where the concerns are lying, I think on the administrative operations side.
Michigan Medicine issued this statement, reading in part, "The body of Stephen Wetter was misidentified after his death in 2011. After some critical steps were not taken by morgue officials. We regret the mistakes made in this case and are committed to maintaining higher standards of care and practice." While this case did not occur under the guidance of U of M Medicine, the local 4 defenders have exposed many other cases the past 6 months that all occurred under the leadership of U of M Medicine.
U of M Medicine gets paid $31 million for a 5-year contract. Are they worth all that money?
When U of M was selected to this contract, they were really the only game in town, the only party had expressed interest in doing so. We feel it is prudent for us, and we are doing that, exploring, are there other potential partners now?
Stephen Wetter's case is now closed, but there's still an uneasy feeling when you go back to Knollwood Cemetery, wondering, did the morgue make other mistakes? Are other bodies misidentified? Will more exhumations be needed?
Stephen Wetter's family didn't want to go on camera to talk about the mix-up at the morgue, and Karen Bennett has not responded, Jason, to our interview requests. But what a mess.
Just incredible how this keeps on evolving. I heard it, you mentioned in there was a 5-year contract with Michigan Medicine. When does that expire?
Well, that ends in September, and you can imagine there are a lot of eyes on this to see, is the county actually going to keep them in charge, pay them $6 million a year? By the way, I did find out also an audit of the morgue is going on right now. I'm following that very closely, and I'll let you know what we find out.
Of course, we want to see what happens next here for sure. Karen, wow.